It's your nieces that you're leaving. Look at them. You really have to go to extremes to find a job anymore. With the amount of unemployment that is out there, you really have to move to North Dakota or someplace that has a boom like the boom town of Williston, North Dakota.
Williston, North Dakota, the Bakken oil boom is kind of a shining light to the rest of the country.
Under these mountains lie the Bakken Shale, 143,000 square miles of oil-filled rock that straddles the Montana-North Dakota border and stretches into Canada.
This little vial is really what it's all about. It's the finest, sweetest crude oil that exists in the world.
In the summer of 2005, North Dakota was the 8th largest oil-producing state. Today it's number 2. It's already passed OPEC member Ecuador in terms of production, and it's closing in on another OPEC member, Qatar.
Millions of barrels of oil are rolling out of North Dakota each year, and thousands of job-hungry Americans are rolling in, drawn to oil industry gigs that pay an average of $90,000 a year. The population of Williams County, home to Williston, has doubled in the past decade to more than 30,000 residents, and even that's not enough to keep pace with the boom.
There's just not enough people and infrastructure here, and so we've had to bring more people in from around the country, and it's created some pressure on housing and roads and traffic and crime.
Williston's kind of like you're remodeling your kitchen. It's pretty stressful. You're doing your dishes in the bathtub, you're cooking on a hot plate. It's not the most ideal situation. This intersection, over 1 year's time, it grew from roughly 9,000 vehicles a day to over 28,000.
There are about 9 job openings here for every person looking. To draw talent, the Williston Walmart pays upwards of $17 an hour for a starting position. Many companies slap on signing bonuses ranging from $300 to $1,000 and still have trouble hiring. With an unemployment rate of less than 1%, it would seem hard to complain.
10 years ago, where we were standing right now, it was this was essentially called dry hole country. Now with the resource play and the technology that we have, it's a no-brainer. You're going to make a well. It's just how good a well are you going to make.
A concentration of those real prolific finds, and the rest of the country really experiencing an economic slump brought everybody here.
When my mom and dad went to North Dakota, I was hoping a job because they've been searching for such a long period of time, and to see them go there and not come back with anything, it was just, I mean, it would break their hearts. It would just destroy the family.
Okay, ready? Okay, and back in about 2008, the real estate industry really took a downturn. And so Ray and I were both working in the real estate industry, being I was an interior designer and he was a landscape designer, and we both ended up losing our jobs at the same time. Ray and I decided to go to North Dakota to try to find jobs. So we took off, drove 1,600 miles, and Ray got a job there.
What I do here is I work at a refinery. We refine natural gas and all the byproducts, and it's just a perfect job. As far as what you can make up here in the oil field business, you can probably easily make $200K if you got into the right job. This is my house that's slowly being built. Looking forward to it finally getting finished, and when it does, I can bring my family up here.
Living there is going to be definitely completely different than living here in California. I call it our gilded bubble. I have to prepare the kids from going from the state of instant gratification to the state of it's okay, you can do it tomorrow, or we'll have to do it on Saturday because we have to drive 3 hours to do it.
The reason why we chose to buy a house here was because renting is just incredible. If we were to rent a place like this, it would be $4,000 to $5,000 a month. To where buying, it's going to be $1,500.
I'm moving to a new area. You know, it's a new start, but it sucks leaving everything I've ever known behind.
We're going to have a better life because we're going to be together now, because right now we're not.
But we don't wake up every morning celebrating our great fortunes and saying today is the day we don't have to worry about it. Every day is a challenge for us, especially on making sure that we have a population that's going to remain here and have a quality of life.
You know, probably every one of these guys is probably from a different region. I know our driller over there is from California. You got people coming in from Florida, all over the country. It's not easy work, though. First of all, you got to find a place to live.
This room is a typical room. It's a Jack and Jill, where it houses one person that shares the bathroom with the next person.
Facilities like this are where the oil industry houses and feeds many of the workers it's brought into North Dakota to get the oil out of the ground. Target Logistics, which operates this facility and 7 others in North Dakota, is currently on pace to house 1% of the state's entire population by the end of 2013.
The industry will tell you, a lot of people tell you that man camps are not or crew camps are not the long-term solution to the situation out here. You might get a lot of guys in these crew camps that they're in there 6 months, they can't get their families up here, and they get frustrated and they quit and go home.
There's no question that housing is in short supply, and not just in the oil country, by the way. It's really a statewide phenomenon at this point.
This 20-inch blue pipeline is part of a $150 million state-backed project that's going to deliver municipal water to the Bakken oil field. Oil companies will buy this water and use it to send down into the hole and create fractures so that they can get oil out.
Infrastructure development like this is key to Williston's future. Oil executives are confident that the industry will be drilling thousands of wells a year for the next 10 to 15 years at least. And local officials say the water will help Williston diversify beyond the oil business.
I'd rather create a situation that's maybe not the most beautiful place to live, and maybe, you know, you're in snow, knee deep, digging your car out, but at least I can be happy knowing that I'm the one and we're the ones that are providing the home for our kids.
It's almost like I could just imagine how a prisoner feels being locked up for 10 years and all of a sudden being released and then getting that breath of fresh air. It's not that I'm counting on the boom, but I know this is a boom. Talking to most people, the first 2 phases of this are going to last 8 to 10 years. After that is the 3rd phase, and that's just taking care of the existing platforms, and so that's where I'm at. And so 30 years from now, I'll still be in the same house with my wife, and hopefully my kids will be out. and that's it. This is where I'm going to make my new life.